Hey everybody, it's Nathaniel Avila reporting from Dallas County, and who am I here with today?
Hi guys, it's Hanyou.
Hello! Oh gosh, I spilled some Coke. So, what are we talking about today?
Um,
Do we remember? Hello? I know, I think I lost you.
wanna say Baba Yaga?
Yes, that is correct. That is 100% correct. We are going to talk about the Baba
Oh no,
Yaga. No, we're good. You're good.
cool.
Alrighty. So, alright, let's get started. So, first off, let's talk about her name. The Baba Yaga, or as I like to call her, the Slavic Super Granny. So, this name is like a linguistic hot potato tossed around all over Eastern Europe. You've got the babushka in Russia, babusia in the Ukraine, and you're in Poland. If you're in Poland, it's babsia. So, wait, it gets better. So, in some places, Baba is not just your sweet old granny, it's also a not so flattering term for women. And then there's the Yaga part. Now, scholars have been scratching their heads over this for ages. Some genius in the 19th century thought it meant serpent, because obviously, what's scarier than a grandma? That's right, a snake grandma. And let's not forget the other meanings like witch, evil woman, and my personal favorite, wicked wood nymph. Because when you think of scary, wood nymph is definitely up there with zombies and vampires. But the best part, in some languages, yaga means disease or pain. So basically, her name could mean painful grandma. Now, talk about family drama, am I right?
I mean, she did eat people, so that's a painful thing to go through.
It is very painful. I wouldn't want to be eaten. So, funny you should mention that. So we're gonna talk about that whole thing. So let's step back in time for a bit to this guy named Mikhail V. Lomonosov, who now this big brain of the 18th century decides to drop Baba Yaga's name in his Russian grammar book, not once but twice. And let's be real, if you make it into a grammar book, you're basically a celebrity. Now, Baba Yaga was like, move over, Roman gods, I'm unique. She's in her own category, because when you live in a chicken-legged hut, you don't need a Roman equivalent, right? Hanyou?
Right.
So, let's talk about her crib. Baba Yaga doesn't do normal houses. She's like, why have a boring house when it can stand on chicken legs? I mean, who needs a security system when your house can just walk away? Am I right? So, and her sex accessories, a martyr, pestle, and a broom. Sounds like the inventory for a medieval cleaning lady slash chef. And get this, she's known as Bony Leg or Iron Teeth. Talk about positivity. So let's go into this tale. So this guy named Ivan stumbles upon her hut, and her hut is spinning like it's in a dance-off. Now he walks in. Baba Yaga's like, "Fee, I smell Russian," as if it was like a brand of cologne. So the plot thickens. There are not one, not two, but three Baba Yagas. It's like Baba Yaga, buy one, get two free deal. So each one asks Ivan the same question and sends him off to the next sister. Talk about passing the buck. So now the third sister, she's ready to eat Ivan. Classic grandma. Always worried you were not eating enough. But Ivan, smart guy, uses these three horns to summon a whole bird flash mob. The flyer bird swoops in, and Ivan hops on, and they fly off, leaving Baba Yaga with a fistful of feathers. And that's about it for the story. So, what do you think about that?
That's very interesting. I've heard the tales of three of them or one of them.
Yeah. What do you think is scarier, one Baba Yaga or three?
Three.
Okay. And this guy escaped because he summoned like a bunch of birds, I think. So, All right, so picture this. Baba Yaga, the OG Slavic witch, is gallivanting around in a pig. Not a horse, not a broomstick, but a pig. Now she's going to battle against, wait for it, a crocodile. It's like a fantasy version of an Animal Planet. Now, some big brain scholars think this is a political jab. They say the crocodile represents Peter the Great because apparently calling someone a crocodile was like the ultimate old believer burn back then. And Baba Yaga, she's just caught up in this political satire, riding her pig like it's a tank. Now, in some of these ancient memes, Baba Yaga is rocking Finnish fashion. Why? Because Peter the Great's wife, Catherine, was sometimes mockingly called a Finnish woman. So here's Baba Yaga, the trendsetter unintentionally throwing shade in woodprint. And then there's this one Lubbock, where she's having a dance-off with the bald guy playing the bagpipes. Scholars thinks it's a cheeky depiction of Peter and Catherine's home life. Imagine coming home, find your spouse turned into a folklore witch dancing with a bagpipe artist. So, now some scholars think these Lubki were hinting at Baba Yaga being a shaman. So the crocodile, just your everyday monster fighting service. It's like Baba Yaga's personal Yelp review. Great at battling mythical creatures. Questionable taste in pets. So, yeah, that's it. What do you think? Do you think she, like, Baba Yaga is actually, like, a metaphor for something? For, like, Peter the Great's wife? No, you don't think so?
No.
Then what's all this imagery about the crocodile and everything? What's that about?
Well, I mean, she moved from one area to another. You gotta protect your home and protect your area. I mean,
yeah.
If you step through someone else's home, you're either ready to throw some hands or get beaten yourself.
Okay, and that's why she has like a pig. She's riding a pig.
Oh, you gotta get around somehow. You can't always use your own legs.
Right. I mean, her house has legs.
Yeah, but the house is to defend the house.
Okay.
Not defend Baba Yaga.
Okay. You know, it kind of reminds me of Howl's Moving Castle. Do you think it has anything to do with that?
I think it was inspired a little bit by that.
Yeah. I know that the movie was based on a book, but I don't know if the book was based on anything. So,
weirdly enough, the
yeah.
book was based off of something else that he did, and it came full circle.
Oh,
so she based the book off of some imagery from one of his other movies, and he loved the concept of her book so much, he made the movie. He did kind of a movie script for it. They're not the same. I've listened to the actual book for Howl's Moving Castle.
Didn't like Miyazaki wasn't Howl's Moving Castle originally supposed to be directed by another person, but that other person became too overwhelmed that he quit and Miyazaki had to take over?
I don't know.
I think that's the story. So, yeah, let's actually talk about other Baba Yagas. First, we got Jezi Baba, the West Slavic cousin of Baba Yaga. Think of Baba Yaga, but like her West Slavic, right? They may have been BFFs in like the Middle Ages, but let's be honest, family reunions must have been awkward with these two. Both are ambiguously spooky, but while Baba Yaga is out there with her chicken-legged hut, Jezi Baba is like, nah, I'm good with a regular spooky cave, thanks. Then there's Jedza from Polish folklore. If Baba Yaga and Jezi Baba are eccentric aunts, Jedza is like the scary grandma who tells you not to slouch. Polish folklore just said, let's throw another witchy figure into the mix because why not? Now we've got a whole international crew. Bulgaria brings in the Forest Mother. Hungary's got the Iron Nose Midwife, because regular midwives are so last century. And Serbia's rocking with Baba Yaga, the ultimate child scare tactic. Now these aren't just figures. They're the original Monster Squad. Am I right? So Romania,
Right?
yeah. So Romania is in on the action too with Mama Puduri. Think Baba Yaga, but with a bird beak for a nose. Because why have a normal nose when you can go full bird mode? And let's not forget the German cousins, Perchta and Holda. These ladies are like upscale alpine version of Baba Yaga. They're like, we'll do some witchy stuff, but we're more style and less chicken legs. Now, some scholars think Baba Yaga's hut on chicken legs was inspired by a Finno-Ugric and Serbian style. Imagine real estate listing. Cozy hut, great for solitary witches, slightly mobile, chicken legs included, yuck, yuck, yuck. And unlike Baba Yaga's hut, these don't walk around. They're just regular old stilt huts. Because when you live deep in the forest, who needs a walking house? So, there's all these guys. What do you think about all these guys? You know anything about these guys? Do you still think Baba Yaga is your favorite?
I'm intrigued about all the different types, but it seems like it's almost like Baba Yaga is the head of the family, and springs up like nieces who went other places and made their own name for themselves.
Okay. So let's move on to her pop culture appearances. So first up, we have Mussorgsky's 1874 suite Pictures at an Exhibition featuring the hut on hen's legs. Then the rock band Emerson, Lake and Palmer said, let's turn this classical piece into a rock opera, and boom, Baba Yaga's hut was rocking out like it was in Woodstock 1969. And in 2014, a documentary called The Vanquishing of the Witch Baba Yaga, she gets animated. Literally, it's like, who needs a narrator when you can have cartoons? And now we got our man John Wick, the ultimate bad boy. They call him the Baba Yaga, but not because he's a witch. He's the guy you sent to scare the boogeyman. It's like calling your exterminator Spider-Man. Dungeons and Dragons. Baba Yaga is not just a witch, she's a mom. She even has her own dancing hut adventure module. It's like MTV Cribs, the Witch Edition. Hellboy. And the sequel movie. She pops up again. At this point, Baba Yaga's like, hey Hollywood, I'm available for sequels. I've never watched Hellboy. I probably should. I hear it's really good. The Del Toro one's not the newer one. So, the animated film, Vasilisa the Beautiful, she's actually helpful. Talk about a character arc. So, French musician Christian Vader thought, let's get kids to sing about Baba Yaga, because nothing says children like a choir song about a legendary wish. Never After. And Never After, she's a major NPC. It's like saying she needs to play. Who needs to play when you can run the game? RuneScape. She's your friendly neighborhood potion maker. Finally, the practical use for a wish in a video game. Haha. Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider, DLC. Baba Yaga went from Folklore to being the main boss Laura Cross have to beat. So, Genna Rose Nethercott's novel, Thistlefoot, Baba Yaga is a Jewish woman in 1919. Sophie Anderson's book, The Witch with Chicken Legs, reimagines Baba Yaga as a job title. So, there's that. And then Ever After High, she's a guidance counselor. Because who needs a better guide than young man's than a witch who lives in a chicken-legged hut? Lost Girl. She's a classic kidnapping witch. It's like Old Habits Die Hard. And The Witcher. She's helping Yennefer with her magic. And that's cool. And that's pretty much it in terms of the Baba Yaga. What do you think about this whole thing?
I think it's interesting that from it happening so far back that continuously been in movies and animation and video games. And The Witcher isn't like an old video game. It's more, to an extent, a modern video game. So she's still going strong in her old age.
Oh yeah, I mean, John Wick is a huge franchise, and there's also, I think a lot of people still play RuneScape, also, and I've never played The Witcher, but I have watched the first season of The Witcher. I haven't watched the other seasons. I don't think he's in that one, but I think it's mostly talking about the video games. I don't think she appears in the show, but yeah, that's pretty much the Baba Yaga. Are you scared of the Baba Yaga still?
I am not scared of the Baba Yaga. I find her intriguing still.
Great.
Because it still feels like there's mysteries about her that we don't know. And even with her, I'll be good this instance, I'll be bad this instance, means she could possibly just be a neutral that has her own moral code of whether she wants to be good to you or bad to you.
That seems to be the case.
Your actions dictate.
Yeah, that seems to be the case, because it looks like the only person that we've seen that they've actually been like a little bit hostile towards was that Ivan guy, but it's only because he went into her space.
Yeah, he literally barged into her home.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I agree with you there. It just seems to be like one of those people who you can just like, who's like won't bother you if you don't bother her. She seems to be really big in like Eastern Europe. All throughout Eastern Europe and a little bit through Western Europe. So, yeah, that's pretty much the tale of the Baba Yaga. I've been Nathaniel Avila.
And I'm Hanyou.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to a Vision podcast, home of wacky talkies, The Kingdom, Evil Exists, and many more.